Hey everyone, it's Adi, also known as Addyoncé, and I'm here today to do an art project with you, and we're going to be making lanyards. So excited. So usually we do this at camp in between the bath palace at free time, so we're doing things a little differently this year. So I'm going to show you guys how to start and complete and finish lanyards. So let's get started. We're going to do a couple of different types. So the first type we're gonna do is the basic 2-strand lanyard. So you go to your kits, get 2 colors you wanna work with, and make sure they're about even length. Mine came pre-cut, so they're close to the same length. And I chose some green and black to get started. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cross your lanyards. So there's a little T or X, depending on how you look at it. Make sure it's even on both sides with each colors, and they're crossing each other. My nail's kind of in the way, but they're crossing each other. And so my color on the bottom is green. What I'm gonna do is flip that over. Then I'm gonna flip over the other green, going the opposite way. So I have these 2 loops. And then as you see on this side, it's closed. This is in the front. And on the back, this side is closed. Go this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'll grab my black, which is going the other direction, and then I'll take it through the closed side. And I'll drag it through. Same with the other black now. I'll drag it through. So now I have this shape here where it's like really loose, and then what I'll do is you just pull it together. And you have this little square here. So now you have your basic square. So there's a couple things you could do here. You can do a square design, which if you do that, it will be all green on one side and all black on another. Or you can do a swirl design, which you'll rotate the pattern with green and black all the way through. For this particular one, we're gonna do the square pattern. So what you do, you pick whatever color, doesn't matter which one you wanna start with. I'm gonna start with the green, let's start with. So what you do is you bring the lanyard straight across. And then you bring the other one straight across. So now just like the first one, you have these 2 loops. And again, if you look at it, for mine, the one in the front can't fall out on this side, the one in the back can't fall out. So there should be opposite sides. So I'm gonna grab the lanyard in the front. I'm gonna put it over the first one, first green string, and through the second one and pull it through. And it's gonna look like that. Now the second black string or lanyard is facing me. I'm gonna pull it over the first one, under the second green one. And it's gonna look loosely like this. You just pull it together tight. So right now, as you can see, all black on one side, all green on another, and it's gonna continue to look like that. This time we're gonna do a swirl pattern. So if you didn't get how to start it the last time, we're gonna start another one because practice makes perfect. And we are gonna get this. That's why I told all you guys at camp, you gotta learn how to start them yourself. I may not always be around. So you're gonna pick your 2 colors, make sure they're even on both sides. And you're gonna have a little cross. It's gonna be a T, an X, however you look at it. So right now, my pink one is on the bottom of the purple. So whatever one's on the bottom. And actually, rings. So this one I'm gonna actually start with the ring. So you can actually make it a keychain. So what you can do, the ring's open. I'm gonna keep it closed for now. Put it through the ring. Make sure it's about even. Let's see, put the pink on the bottom again. This allows you a little more to hold on to. Sometimes it makes it harder because there's one more thing to hold on to as you're starting it. So as you get more comfortable with it, it'll become easier. So my pink is still on the bottom, and it's kind of like this weird, it's still a cross, and then now the ring is just underneath the, or in between them, I should say. So what I'm gonna do is cross my pink over like so. And now the other direction, cross the pink over this way. And then now I have 2 loops each way. So whichever way you want to start, I'm going to do the purple closest to me, go over the first pink, and then under the second pink. I'm going to do it and pull it through. This is how it looks. I know like a jumbled mess right now, but it'll come together once it's tightened. So I did the one closest to me. Now I'm going to have to pick the purple away from me. Grab that, go over the first pink, under the second one, and pull that through and tighten onto the ring. And then this is your first row on the keychain. So for the first one, I did squares. So this one I said I'm going to do swirls. So you see what that pattern looks like. So when we did squares, we went straight across, right? So now what you're going to do instead of going straight across is you go diagonally. So not straight across where it's purple to purple, you go diagonally to the side of the other purple. And then this one automatically goes diagonally as well. And so it looks the same essentially, but because of that first twist, the pattern is going to look a little different. So the same loops where this side the pin won't fall out, but this side it will. So we're going to start on that side. Same with this one. The opposite side should be the loop where the pin won't fall out, but this side it will. So just stay on the side where it won't fall out. So now we have these 2 loops. I'm gonna pick this pink here. I'm gonna go over the first one, which is this one here, and then underneath the second one. And that's how it should look. So you're essentially weaving these lanyards. This one is closest to me. I'm gonna go over this first one right here, and then underneath this one. Pull through, have this little shape, and you tighten. Pull and tighten and tighten and tighten. All right, do a couple. When I finish, you can see the results better. But so far, you can kind of see the little twisting pattern where it's purple is going diagonally and the pink is going diagonally. And then my other one that we first started, this pattern is all solid black on one side, all solid green. So these are the 2 most basic type of lanyards you can make. So the next one we're going to do is a 3-string lanyard. So I have a purple here, a black, and then this glittery silver one. So it's basically going to be a 2x1. So 2 colors will be going the same way, and then the third color is kind of be the anchor color or the dominant one. And usually for your dominant main color, you want it to be a little bit longer than the other 2. So my black one is longest. So in this one, my black is gonna be the dominant one. So that works. So make sure, I'm gonna line them all up. Make sure they're close to the even on both sides. And mine are. So then I'm going to grab my ring and then string all of them through. You can do it before you even it up. Sometimes it might be easier. Them all through. very meticulous, because if you don't get them even now, you're gonna have a lot of extra lanyard at the end that you can't finish because one side will be longer than the other. So it's best to get it even at the beginning. All right, so all mine are lined up. So I previously stated that my black one is going to be my dominant one because it's longer. So what that means is I have to have that on the bottom. So I'm going to start with that color. So fingers are in the way. Trying to make you see. So from this angle, that means my black has to be on top and going opposite the other two colors. So like I said before, making a T or X, this main color is going to be going opposite your other two colors. So these are my purple and glitter going up and down. My black is going to go across. All right, so I'm going to flip this and hold this like this. This is the best way to hold when you're starting any lanyards. No matter how many strings or lanyards you have, just hold it this way. This thumb right here is that anchor. So what I'm going to do, holding all this stuff in place, I'm going to go slow so you guys can get it. There is a black coming towards me. There's a black coming towards you guys. So I'm going to grab this black one that's coming towards me, flip it over my thumb, and have it drape this way coming towards you all now, okay? So the one that was coming towards you, I'm going to grab that and bring it towards me. And now it's facing me. So now, it's kind of hard to see. You have these two loops. Same before. Where'd my pen go? Where this side over here is the closed side on the front, and this one right here is the closed side on the back. So that's the side you usually work towards because you want to make sure that your lanyards don't fall out. So you work towards that closed side. All right. So I'm going to start with, trying to focus so you guys can see it. This first one here. There we go, focus on my fingers. All right, so I'm gonna start this glittery one here. It's gonna go over the first black, which is right here, and then underneath the second black. So you're weaving it. Then, since we started with the silver one, I'm gonna have to grab the other silver one. So with the three, you wanna make sure you do the same color. So this silver one, I'm gonna go over this first black, under the second one. Oops, I dropped it, and that's okay. So again, over the first black, underneath the second one. Pull it. So it's basically the same exact way we started the other two, but now we have one more color to do. We have the purple to add in. So now I'm going to grab the purple, go over this first black that it's closest to, underneath the second one. And as you can see right now, it's kind of falling out because it's on the closed side. That's why we need the other purple to help close it out so it doesn't fall out. There we go. See, it's toward the open, and I want to close this side so this purple does not fall out at all. I'm going to grab this purple to go over this first black one, underneath the second one. And if you have all these loose lanyard, you pull it tighter. Pull it tight, pull it tight. And then this is what it will look like for your first row. And again, the very first one, starting lanyard, is always the hardest. So again, if you didn't get this, please rewind and go slowly, pause, do what you gotta do to make sure you get this step right. So, because if this step's not right, we're not gonna be able to continue. So perfect. So now, again, with these, you can do two different things. You can do a straight brick solid, where if you went straight down, the sides would be nothing but black, and the front would be purple and glitter all the way down. I personally, when I do 3 or more, I like to do the rotation twisty pattern or spiral because I feel like it just blends all the colors together perfectly. So that's what we're going to do with this 3. So when you're doing that, you have your first row here. Remember, on this one, our dominant color is black. So whatever your dominant color is, that's what you're going to start with. What you're going to do with it like this is, what you could do if we're doing a square, we'll go straight across. But we're not going to do that. We're doing the twist. So what you do is you grab the one closest to you and go on the outside of the other black. So I'm going to do that again. You're going to go diagonally. And then by doing that, the second one automatically goes diagonally. And that's what you do to make up the spiral versus the square. So you do that. Those 2 black are lined up next to each other. And again, you always want to work with the side that is closed. So because my front right here is closed, I'm going to start with this back one, black glitter, back glitter, and do over the first one, under the second, pull that through. And again, whatever color you start with, you got to do, make sure you finish both of those. So I did the first glitter, time to do the second glitter. Grab this one over the first black, underneath the second, pull it through, and onto the purple. So I ended on this side, so I have to start with this purple that's closest to me. So I'm gonna go over this first black, underneath the second one, and pull it through. Might get a little twisted like mine just did, just straighten it out and you're good. All right, so the purple ended on this side, so let me pick up this purple from the other side and go over the first black one, underneath the second. And voila, your next row. So what you do, it's loose now, tighten it, pull all the lanyard string in each direction so it gets tight. Sure there's no twisties. All right, so that's how it is. I learned how to do lanyards, it was a long time ago. But I remember when I was a little kid and I went to daycare, we used to go to Kenton Park in North Portland and they used to sell lanyards. I think it was either 5 cents or a quarter, something really cheap for lanyards. I used to save all my little coins up. So whenever we went to the park, I would just stock up and get as much as I can and just do lanyard all year long because I only did it in the summertime. So once I got older, I started going to Caldera and I found out we had lanyard at camp. Oh, it was over. I would do lanyard all day, every day at camp. I feel like over the years, since I've matured from camper to staff, I stopped doing less of my own and I starting more from other people. So I feel like all I do at camp is start lanyards now and help people out. But that's why we're doing this video, so you guys can start it yourself and you don't need me anymore. And I can just admire all the beautiful lanyards you guys make. So it's been a couple days and I finally completed all 3 of my lanyards that I started. This was the solid square one. As you can see, it's all black on one side, green on the other. This was the 2-color swirl all the way through. And then this was the 3-color black, purple, and glitter one that I started. So I'm going to close these now. So what you want to do when you close them, make sure you have a little bit of space at the bottom. You don't want to go all the way to the end so you have enough room to close them without needing any glue or anything like that. So what you do is you continue on like you're going to do another row. So it looks like go straight across the black, straight across, and then you just continue like you're doing it over the first black, underneath the second, pull it through, over the first, underneath the second, weave it through. So then you have the same pattern, but instead of pulling it tighter like we would normally do, what I'm going to do, I want it a little looser than normal. I'll pick any lanyard. So what I'll do I grab the lanyard, and then right here, I chose this black one. So right next to this black one is this closed black loop right here. So what I'm going to do is go around that loop and then up and through the center and then pull it through. So this is what it looks like so far. And then so I just keep going around until I go all the way around this lanyard. So I started with this black one. The next one next to it is this green one. So what I'm going to do is this green loop right next to it. I'm going to go around it and then poke it up through the middle. So now it's sticking out through here, just like that. All right, so I've done a black, a green, and going in order. The next one's going to be a black one. I'm going to grab that one. It's going to go around its neighbor, the other black loop, and then up through the middle. So starting to look a little funky, not the same little square we had to begin with. So there's one more, last green one. I'm going to grab that, go around the green loop that's right next to it, and have it go straight through the middle. So we're doing this to seal it off. So then it looks like this. And then you just tighten it like you were doing all the way through. Tight, tight, tight. So again, we have this is our swirl pattern. So instead of going straight across, we're going to go diagonally. And go diagonally, just how you were doing for the entire lanyard. Got our same little loops. I'm going to go over the pink closest to me, underneath the other one. Weave it through. Over the first one, underneath the second, weave it through. It's going to be this nice loose twist here. And again, you want to stop before you get too short. So mine are a little short. I think I can make it work. If not, I'll just take out another row to close it. Lanyards are trial and error, whatever works. It's always a way to fix it. So I'm going to start with this pink one here. This little loop here is right next to it. So I'm going to go around it and up through the center here. I think it's long enough for me to work with. Just got to be careful it doesn't slip out. So I just did this pink one. So the next one right here next to it. So I'm going to go around the purple loop next to it and pull it through the center. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. And so now we're on to the next pink one. This pink loop is right next to it. So I'm going to go around it and through the center. So the goal is always to get them through the center of your twist or square, whatever pattern you decide to go with. So they're all sticking through. This last purple one, I'm going to grab it, bring it around the purple one that's directly next to it, and pull it through the center. So now I have this little loops thing. And again, I just pull it tight so it does not fall apart. And there are various ways to close your lanyard. I think I Googled how to figure out this one a couple of years ago, and I like this one the best. Because growing up, I used to have my mom burn the ends for me. But I didn't like the way they looked. It always looked a little janky. I didn't like the burnt ends. So this was the cleanest way where there's no extra material or anything. You could just get it done with your own skills. All right. So now we got 2 closed so far. 1 more to go. All right. So this is our 3. Remember I said if you did 3, you could do 4 or 5, however many colors you want. So this one, our black was the dominant one. So that's kind of the most you see is the black color. And as you can see, even though this was the longest when we started, this is now the shortest because it uses more lanyard. When you have whatever your dominant color is, use more of it. That's why it was important for you to have it longer than your other pieces. So when you close this, it's the exact same way. You do a row like you're going to do it normally, and then you go around the nearest one and bring it through the center. So let's do that for this. So I'm going to cut these all at various lengths. So for this one, I'm going to leave a little at the end to give it a little pizzazz, but I'm going to cut them all evenly. So there we go. So I want mine all even for this one. That's what the bottom of this one looks like, the square pattern. Next one, I'm going to cut it right close to it because I don't want any excess on this one. So get my scissors. And I cut super close, and it's not gonna unfray or anything. It's just perfectly tied off. That's how the second one looks. And what I want to do for this one, I think I'm gonna leave a little excess on the bottom of this, but this one as well. I'm just gonna even them all up. So you can choose whatever style you want to do for closing yours up. I normally usually cut mine close to the bottom and don't leave any excess, but doing things differently today. Why not? So in this one, these are our 3 lanyards that we created today. Ending in various styles. You can keep the excess lanyard, you can cut it all off. Keychain, no keychain. There's variations of all of this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Learn how to make lanyards from home. And once you do this, you're only a few steps away from making a heart. Love you all.